I think fundamentally, the reason that intrinsic motivation supports creativity and is in fact necessary for creativity is that when people are in an primarily intrinsically motivated state, they're much more likely to explore for new solutions, for new ideas. I like to use a maze analogy. So you think of a problem you have to solve as a maze that you need to get through. Or maybe the problem that you're trying to solve is how to write this chapter of your novel. Maybe the problem you're trying to solve is how to next work on this painting that you're working on, or how to solve a mathematical puzzle. Think of it as a maze that you need to get through. And maybe there's one completely straight pathway out of that maze. That's the ordinary way to solve it. The kind of no-brainer solution, the phoning it in way to do it. But there could very well be other exits from that maze, but they require some exploration. They require trying out different pathways, some of which will be dead ends, will not give you something that you consider workable, but some of which will lead to much more creative solutions. Think of that straight path as leading directly to a nice, juicy reward at the end. If that reward is there, you're primarily extrinsically motivated, your eye is on that reward, you're going to take the straight pathway out of it, most likely, because that is primary in your mind. That shiny object at the end is going to get you to just get through it as quickly and cleanly in as straightforward a way as you can. But if you're intrinsically motivated, you enjoy exploring the maze. You enjoy the process of engaging in that activity. And you're much more likely, therefore, to discover one of those more creative solutions, one of those more creative exits from the maze. Does that make sense, Keith?
Right. More surprising, more unexpected, something that no one else has done before. It's that kind of problem discovery or iterative, wandering, exploratory kind of mindset or practice.
I think that's a good way to think of it, yeah.
So I'm thinking about John Irving and the kids in school, or the ones in the story. It seems pretty different though, because if you're a novelist and you love writing novels and you write novels all day long because you get in this peak flow state from writing novels, what's the connection with, I don't know, an eighth grade student who has to go to school every day and has to sit there and learn? Do you mean that they have the same kind of intrinsic motivation for learning? It seems like a big expectation to expect an eighth grader to love learning as much as John Irving loves writing novels.
But I will accept that, Keith. I think that at fundamentally, the most basic level, it is the same kind of thing. I happen to have an eighth grader in my family. It's my granddaughter, and she goes to a wonderful school where children are given enough of the conditions that support creativity, one of which is freedom in choosing, for example, topics that they will do research on, that they will write about, that they will draw pictures about, whatever. They're given enough freedom that they can really dig into something that fascinates them. And she does a lot. And I know that others of her classmates do as well. It may be very different in degree compared to John Irving's, what you call the flow state of getting really deeply into the work he's doing. But I don't think it's fair to assume it's different in kind.